Hey everyone, it's Sandra and welcome to today's video. If you are on a low buy, if you are on a no buy, if you like anti-hauls, if you like to just chat about beauty and kind of take a peek at what's new, this video is for you. So without further ado, let's start with what is on my beauty radar, what has been on my beauty radar for January. It hasn't been a quiet month. It's actually been a steady month when it comes to new beauty launches. So the first thing that caught my eye are these new Dior primers, the Dior Forever Veil primers. There is a matte one called Velvet Veil, and then there is a glowy one called Glow Veil, I believe. The glowy one claims to offer 24-hour hydration, concentrated and floral skincare, and hyaluronic acid. And then the Velvet one is a blurring matte primer, 24-hour comfort and matte finish, enriched with floral extracts. Dior is leaning more into the natural direction. They are kind of reformulating a lot of their products to have them be of higher natural origin, kind of similar with what Chanel did when they did their #1 range last year, if you remember. Dior also reformulated their Forever Concealer, I believe, and that was actually not an old concealer. That was a relatively new product, but they reformulated that as well, again, to be more aligned with their new, more natural direction. I think they're doing it to maybe appeal to customers that are more into clean beauty. I think they're kind of trying to capture both markets with this move. Usually, I'm a big fan of Dior complexion products. Over the years, most of the Dior foundations I have tried in the past no longer exist, or they've been reformulated, like the Dior Nude Foundation, the original Forever Foundation. The versions that I had used no longer exist, and I haven't really tried any of the new iterations of them. I still love the Backstage. The Dior Backstage foundation, I think that's a fantastic foundation. So yeah, like historically, I've always been interested in Dior complexion products. So in theory, these primers would be exciting, would be tempting, but it's kind of boring, to be honest. I don't really think that they're doing anything innovative. They're not really doing anything new. It doesn't seem to be a new technology in these primers. The Chantecaille Rose Glow Face Tint. This is kind of my glowy primer when I want to go in that direction. And then when I want a matte primer or something that helps kind of control my oils, I've been loving the Exa. What's it called? The Oil-Free Splash Zone primer. That was like my favorite all year last year, and I still have it. If I was a big Dior foundation fan, which I am, and I had no primers, and I felt like, oh, maybe a primer will make a difference, maybe I would try these. But yeah, on my radar, but ended up talking myself out of it because I don't need a new primer, and I'm sure you don't either. Next on the list is another kind of priming product, but priming slash highlighting in that direction. It's from Kosas, and it's the Kosas Glow I.V Vitamin Infused Skin Illuminating Enhancer. This to me seems to be Kosas's take on Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. It's a very, very similar product in what it does. It's a clean, nutrient-rich skin enhancer with a hint of tint for a reflective, healthy glow that gets noticed. Use all over as a targeted highlighter, mix with foundation or skincare. So if you were in the market for something like that, but there are so many similar products on the market, say, like the Say Super Dewy Gel, Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter, the e.l.f. Halo Glow, the Auric Glow Lust. It's not a new kind of product. It's not, not reinventing the wheel by any means. And again, if you have any of the products that I just mentioned, you're good. Keep using it. Use what you have. First, you don't need to go out and run and get this Kosas product just because maybe somebody on the internet is making you feel like you're missing out. You're not missing out. And Kosas, especially, being a clean brand, the stuff goes bad pretty quickly. If you've got a ton of luminizers hanging around, or if you already have something that you're really happy with. I'm personally so happy with the Auric Glow Lust. This is my go-to product for mixing in foundations to make them a little bit more luminous, or I use it kind of as a highlighting primer. It's a bit too dark for me. Like the shade that I have is called Pyrite, and I bought it because of this beautiful olive undertone that it has. So for me, this is more of like a mixer product slash like priming product. If I want to actually just use a highlighter, I've been loving the Lisa Eldridge Elevated Glow highlighter in the shade Cosmic Rose. So this is what I kind of use as a highlighter just on the tops of my cheeks after I use my makeup. The Auric Glow Lust is more of like my mixer. So yeah, I have my bases covered in this department, and I actually really adore both of these products. So I, while, you know, I'm watching what Kosas is doing, I'm keeping them on my radar, but this was not enough. Speaking of illuminating complexion products, we have the Makeup by Mario foundation. This foundation launched, I think it launched the week after Christmas, which was kind of smart because it was a slow week in terms of beauty launches, so it really had its moment to shine. I had some time to kill, right? So I was spending a lot of time on my phone, and it felt like this foundation was everywhere, nonstop, all over my feeds. People were reviewing it on YouTube, people were reviewing it on Instagram, people were reviewing it on TikTok, and there was like a brief moment in which I just felt, oh my God, am I missing out? Should I buy this and review it? Would that get, you know, maybe that would get a lot of engagement on my social media? Like just all these thoughts that go through your mind, right? And I ended up just being, you know, talking myself off the ledge. It's a glowy foundation. I have combination oily skin. The last thing I should be doing is putting a foundation that is glowy all over my face. So my friends with drier skin are loving it. It looks very beautiful on them. It's got like shimmer in it. When you pick up the bottle, when you're looking at the bottle in Sephora, you can see the shimmer running through it. So that is not the foundation for me. But there was that brief moment in time, you know, when everybody's talking about the same thing, you inevitably feel like you want to join in the conversation, right? Especially when you're a makeup lover. So I'm trying to be more mindful and not do that, and just kind of, you know, stay in my lane. I looked at the ingredients. There are like coconut oil derivatives in there, just things that my skin usually reacts to, stuff that usually kind of breaks me out. And if you watch my Project Pan video, I am on a little foundation ban regardless until I use up my 2 Project Pan foundations. So instead, what I've been doing to kind of scratch the itch is I've just been mixing in my Auric Glow Lust with some foundation, and it's doing the job. Next on the list, the pendulum is swinging from illuminating to matte. There's a new powder from NARS called the Soft Matte Advanced Perfecting Powder, and it sounds pretty interesting, I'm not going to lie. It's a multi-purpose skin perfecting powder that blurs imperfections, smooths the look of skin, and sets makeup for up to 24 hours. That is a pretty bold claim. I'm interested in this. Obviously not right now. It's the middle of winter. Claims to be best for people with oily skin. This might be something that I would revisit in the summertime. Seems to be a mix between a setting powder and a powder foundation. It does have a bit of coverage, but it also can just be used to set your foundation. The only thing that would make me nervous is the color range. Not sure if I would get a good color match, because if it does have some coverage to it, I would want, you know, I'm more particular when it comes to the color match. So yeah, this I might pick up in the summertime. It's been a while since I've gotten excited about a pressed powder, so we'll see. Between now and summer, there could be something else that comes up that kind of steals my attention. I'm also, you know, going to keep my eye out for reviews for this powder as they pop up, but this is something that that is interesting. The next 2 products I mentioned in a previous video before. They are products that, again, were very hyped on social media. The Rare Beauty highlighter and the Charlotte Tilbury highlighter. These are powder highlighters. I think if I had to choose between the 2, the most tempting to me would probably be the Rare Beauty one, just because it looks really smooth. It looks a lot smoother. The Charlotte Tilbury just seems to be more of that classic powder highlight formula. But at the end of the day, do I need a powder highlighter? The answer is no. And you know why? Because I don't reach for them. I've had powder highlighters before, and I have never used one up. I always end up, you know, giving them away because I never reach for them. So I'm trying to learn from my mistakes. I love my liquid highlighters. And like I said, the liquid highlighter that I'm just totally smitten with right now is the Lisa Eldridge Elevated Glow. This is what I'm using when I want that extra sheen. So I'm good. A hot new release from Charlotte Tilbury. Now, these are not out yet at the time of me filming this. I think they launch next week, but this is one of those products that I feel like we're going to be seeing them everywhere. It's going to be like the next viral beauty product because it kind of takes elements from two very popular beauty products already, especially when it comes to the younger demographic. And I'm talking about, you know, the Charlotte Tilbury new matte blush wands. So to me, it's like Charlotte Tilbury trying to kind of get into rare beauty space, because Rare Beauty has those liquid blushes that are super popular. You know, they're matte, they're very pigmented, and you know, Gen Z seems to love them. Everybody is raving about these products. So I think Charlotte Tilbury wants a piece of the pie, so they're launching their own take on it, you know, using their famous squeezy tube wand formula. Interesting that they went with that packaging option though, because people always complain about that packaging. So it's interesting that, you know, they decided to do that. But I think at the same time, they're trying to just capitalize on the popularity of the beauty wand family. You know, they have those contour wands and the highlighting wands that are so popular. They were constantly selling out last year. So it makes sense to me why they would want to keep it in that range. But yeah, I'm gonna insert a video that I saw just swatching them. The colors look really beautiful. It's giving like Glossier cloud paint though. It's not, I don't know, it's not moving me in any way, shape or form. And I love my little blush, I love my little cream blush pots. I'm not really a big liquid blush person. I don't own any liquid blushes. I mean, I guess my, like these Burberry lip products kind of double as a liquid blush. So if I feel like I'm missing out, I want to kind of join the liquid blush trend, I could just kind of use this. And this also has a sponge tip applicator. And even when it comes to matte blushes, I have so many powder matte blushes that I really love, and there's nothing wrong with those. So I'm just going to love and appreciate the blushes that I own. I'm actually really happy with all my blushes right now, and I think a blush has to be very special. A new blush has to really just capture and tick all the boxes for me. The next product is something that's not necessarily a new release. It's new-ish in the sense that I think it launched maybe in the past year, but it's something that I'm very tempted by because a lot of my creator friends in the beauty community that I really love and whose recommendations I really rely on and trust, they're all raving about this. So Stephanie from Beauty Unhyped, Devin from Dev's Day, Nicolette over on Instagram, everybody is raving about the Byredo liquid lip products. What are they called? Liquid lip balms. Are they called liquid lip balms? Let me look it up. It's called the Byredo Liquid Lipstick Vinyl. And it says here, available in 10 glossy shades of high pigmentation, neutrals, color-drenched saturation, and sophisticated shine in a single stroke. The creamy vegan blend of oils and shea butter delivers hours of comfort thanks to its non-bleeding formulation, endless possibilities for instinctive self-expression. Love that. Yeah, these are gorgeous. I saw them in person. I swatched them. The only thing giving me pause is that the one shade that I was most drawn to was almost identical to the Lisa Eldridge Affair gloss, which I already have, and this is what I'm trying to use up. This is one of my Project Pan products, and if I buy one of those Byredo liquid lip products, it will be after I use this up. So I'm trying to be good. Trying to kind of stick to a loose one in, one out policy. The Byredo liquid lip vinyls are definitely, you know, a bit more pigmented than the Lisa Eldridge gloss, and they do have better lasting power on the lips. They're kind of intended to be worn alone. They do have better lasting power on the lips, and they're not quite as slippy as a traditional lip gloss. I need to use this up first before we start talking about something new in a very similar color. But the packaging, the names, the shades, it's a really alluring product, and of course it comes at a very premium price point. Byredo is a luxury brand. There's just something interesting about it. Even as an object, it's a really beautiful object. Maybe if these are still on my mind and on my radar, Maybe after I use up my Lisa Eldridge Affair gloss, and if I use up my Victoria Beckham lip tint, maybe then I can treat myself to a little Byredo liquid lip vinyl. But until then, they will just remain on the wish list. Next on the list is another lip product, and it is a new lipstick from Hourglass. Hourglass has recently revamped their just classic bullet satin lipsticks, and I am, you know, I'm seasoned enough in the beauty world to have been around when Hourglass had these products before. They used to have just like a classic bullet satin lipstick formula, and it was great. I had one of them. I don't remember which color that I had, but I remember really loving it. Obviously I had a nude shade because I have a problem and I can't stop hoarding nude lipsticks. And yeah, I had it. I loved it. They had gotten rid of that formula, and then they did the girl lip stilos, and then they had those pointy refillable lipsticks. And then more recently they had launched like the Phantom glossy lipsticks, and now this is just a straight up classic bullet lipstick, satin finish. They claim to be super comfortable, decent wear time, weightless, all that good stuff. I'm hearing really good things about them, and they have a lot of really tempting nude shades in the range. I think the shade Alpine is the one that kind of speaks to me the most, but do I need another nude lipstick? The answer is no. I need to start using up some lipsticks before I bring anything new into my collection. And especially when it comes to nude lipsticks and like warm brownish nude lipsticks, like the shades from Hourglass that tempt me the most. I already have lipsticks that look just like that, and there's nothing wrong with the ones that I have. I'm happy with the performance. I don't put, you know, when I put on, you know, my Byredo lipstick, for example, I don't put it on and wish it was doing something else. I'm very happy with it as is. So why am I craving something new that's gonna do the same thing? Because I see people buying them or getting them in PR and they look really beautiful, it doesn't mean that I need to do it too. I can do it, but just not right now, you know? Like the lipsticks you already own are just as good. They're good enough. Don't feel bad that you're not like buying into the hot new thing. We have the latest launch from Tower28, and it's their Juice Balm tinted lip balms. And these are just really fun, really cute, like lip crayon balms. They kind of remind me of like the Revlon. Revlon had something similar back in the day. They kind of remind me of the Clinique, you know, the Clinique chubby sticks. Before we consider another tinted lip balm, if we go through our purses, if we go through our drawers and collect all our existing tinted lip balms, and if that number is greater than 1 or greater than 2, we don't need another tinted lip balm. Like, let's use up the tinted lip balms that we have first before we move on to something new. I know for me personally, the number is a lot greater than 2. I'm good. I really need to, again, use up some stuff that I have. You're not missing out. You know, it's nothing new. We've seen this type of product before. It's great, but we can skip it. That concludes today's video. That's what's kind of been on and off my beauty radar throughout the month of January. Let me know what's on your beauty radar. Let me know if there's something that's really tempting you. Is there a new release that you are super excited about that you have already purchased, or you're trying to kind of you know, you're contemplating the purchase? We can, as always, chat in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a beautiful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.